Running IT like a business is one of those catchphrases, and literally, I think if you ask 12 people what it means, you'll get 15 answers. It's just one, it is whatever you want it to be. But I still hear it a lot, and I still go into organizations, and I still hear IT leadership saying, we really would like to run IT like a business, and that's great. What does that mean? And so what I'd like to offer you is my interpretation of running IT like a business from an IT financial management lens. When I think about IT, I really think about it in three components. One is IT delivery, that's that bottom left circle, which is literally, we write code, we make sure people have access to applications, we make sure email's running. It's literally the delivery part of IT. It's the oldest part of IT, it was the first piece of IT that came along, and there was a point in time where the governance around this became more and more important relative to how we were dependent on that IT, and you saw the emergence of things like ITIL and COBIT and those types of things as a methodology or a way to kind of get our arms around what it means to deliver IT effectively. The top part is IT operations. IT operations emerged late 90s up into, after the dot-com. I think it got even more intensive at that point in time. This is really that piece that said, we're running the delivery component of IT, but we need some method to govern this and some way to link it back to the business in a clear and concise way. And you saw the emergence of disciplines like PMBOK for the EPMO or the Enterprise Architecture Group. We also saw the emergence of what we call the business liaison, the person who sits as a straddle point. As IT became more complex and the business needs became more complex, we needed somebody to sit in between them and act as an interpreter. The last or the most recent piece to emerge is this IT costing component. So traditionally, IT costing has been what we have used across the enterprise for everything else, our ERP system. And if you look at what that was traditionally, it was a cost center with a set of expense accounts, travel, training, salary, benefits, hardware, software. The challenge is nobody ever picks up the phone and calls IT and says, I need 2 weeks of salary and 4 months of depreciation. They pick up the phone and say, I need a laptop. I need a server. I need my phone to work. I need an application built. And so something has to be the translation engine that says salary, travel, training, hardware, software actually means build and deploy server, build and deploy network, build and deploy applications. And that is what IT financial management and IT costing is emerging as a discipline. These three pieces are interconnected, and they all rely on each other to be functioning and functioning well. IT delivery is how IT is judged. It's the day-to-day experience of the users. If I can't log into my system, if email is not working, if my remote connections are down, I'm judging IT and IT's capability as an end user. So that delivery component is extremely important because that's where the end user experience lives. IT operations is how IT is marketed. It's telling that story of IT effectively. It is the linkage between why we build what we build, for whom we build it, and who it benefits and how they use it. That linkage of understanding, that marketing. And IT costing is how IT is valued. It's that last leg of the journey that says, I actually have something I'm delivering to you, you're using it, and it has a cost associated with it. So there's a couple of things in here I think that bear out in terms of important to point out. I was talking to a CIO of a company that had recently been forced, in his words, to go to Office 365. And so this was back when that was really kind of a new thing a few years back. And the result of that journey to Office 365, Microsoft had some challenges early on, and there was a massive outage. 4 days. 4 days without email, Word, Excel, and God forbid PowerPoint, right? The people were going nuts. And the CIO was lamenting to me, he's like, I'm getting like called and getting beat up for this, and this is not even my fault. I don't own the data center, I don't own the software, I don't own any of this. And the reality was, relative to Microsoft's accounts, he didn't matter. And so he was on the list of things to get fixed, but he was on the list relative to his importance to Microsoft. And he said, I don't understand why I'm getting blamed. And I'm like, I know why you're getting blamed. He's like, why? Why am I getting blamed? I said, well, I'm just curious, how much time and effort did you spend marketing internal IT of the business last year? Because I can tell you how much Microsoft spent marketing to your business, telling them how awesome they were, how good they should feel about using the Microsoft product. They spent $1 billion+. And if you didn't spend 5 minutes, you lost. You lost the game. This marketing piece, people feel sometimes is inappropriate, but I would actually suggest it's the most important part of the entire conversation.